down in there
Yeah.
and it's windy out, that cold air goes in the vent down into the toilet and it blows back up on you.
What? What? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the shelves.
This guy is a pit bull on anti-ESG stuff. By the way, Riley, you got the anti-ESG proxy voting reform. It passed on Friday, did it not?
It did. It did pass, Glenn. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
support on that. It was a huge battle, but you and your listening audience played a big role in that. Thank you.
I will tell you, please, I just talked to you about the UCC bill and this bill for anti-ESG. It's now passed in West Virginia. This bill and the UCC, they have doubled down on them. And all of the progress that we had made is starting to slip through state legislators' fingers. You've got to call them and tell them we want the toughest anti-ESG bill out there. Riley, let me ask you about Visa and MasterCard, because last week you guys got this done. Visa and MasterCard has decided to pause their plan that would track gun and ammunition sales. Can you?
Yeah, that's right. So House Bill 2004 just passed last week. This bill, Glenn, what it does is protect our Second Amendment rights and information. So what credit card companies working through the banks, so this goes back to the banks again, of course, the banks like Amalgamated Bank in New York, working with Senator Elizabeth Warren, pushed this idea of, well, I know how we can create a national gun registry. Why don't we have credit card companies do it? So they got the International Organization on Standardization, yes, that's a real thing, to come up with this new merchant category code that will code specifically guns and ammunition. So things like Bank of America could say, hey, I think we have suspicious activity here. I don't have a warrant or subpoena, but I'm going to turn this over to the Fed just because I think it's bad. We're not going to let them do that here in West Virginia. We have outlawed the sharing of that data specifically. And I'll tell you what was very interesting about this. We also created a cause of action. Cause of action, so people can sue if their data has been shared without being subject to a warrant or a subpoena. And this, I believe, is what got them to back off, is the potential for massive, massive lawsuits.
Please thank your legislature and everybody involved for this. This is the one thing that you and Utah really are leading the way on protecting people. You know, a lot of times these legislatures will talk about, for instance, an anti-ESG bill, and they'll protect the oil companies or the energy companies, but they won't give you fair access. So you can sue yourself if something happens to you. So thank you for including that.
And the merchant can sue as well. So let's say the credit card company won't let them use a terminal because they're a gun shop. They can sue for that as discrimination. If your credit card won't work at a gun shop, you can sue. We have multiple lines here in terms of causes of action that we put into this legislation. Now, I will point out something very interesting. Some of the people in the financial services sector, in the credit card industry, said, why don't you just ban the MCC code? And I said, I wonder why they want that. Well, our lawyers started looking into it, and since the MCC code is actually created, the merchant category code is created by the banks, this would push the liability to the banks, and they could have likely sued us over an interstate commerce clause. That's why we went the direction, they were setting us up, felt like it was a trap. That's why we went the direction of cause of action on sharing the data.
It's amazing to me how far they have gone and how well planned all of this is. This is, all coming fast and furious to people. We're actually just doing work for America. And there's teams out there that have been thinking these things through and are years ahead of anybody else. And just by the grace of God, I think we're figuring out some things and being able to maneuver like that. Does it bother you at all that they said they're just pausing this work?
It does. That does bother me a little bit. I'm not sure, if they're trying to speak out of both sides of their mouth to not get the liberals to go bananas on them, or us, or both. So we're certainly going to be keeping an eye on this. This bill has passed. The governor will sign it. And if we need to start bringing lawsuits, we're going to start bringing lawsuits. And the Attorney General has authority to place injunctions in this as well on behalf of individuals. So we are loaded for bear if they decide to try to pull this stuff in West Virginia. Certainly encourage everybody listening, encourage your state to adopt the same type of legislation, because we have to create a fortress around our Second Amendment rights.
So, does this affect anything like I was talking about Bank of America just turning over records, no subpoena, nothing, just turning over the records of everybody who was in Washington, D.C., violating everybody, their privacy?
Yes, if Bank of America were to turn over gun purchases of any individual in the state of West Virginia just because, they will be sued.
Right, but is there anything in the law now that they just did this for January 6th? They just turned over anybody who was using one of their credit cards and said, hey, we just want to help you guys out. They weren't asked for it, they just turned it over.
Yeah, there's a couple.
You know, down in West Virginia, and I'll tell you, when we looked into this, just generally, as it relates to data that they collect, and now what they're going to say, this is how they do the record keeping, and this is, which is big fact, look, banks need to do record keeping, but they're weaponizing that requirement of record keeping. There's not a lot of laws and regulations around how that data can be used.
Jeez. Scary times. Riley Moore, he is the Virginia State Treasurer. I wish you would continue to be the Treasurer, but I know you're running for Congress. You think you can make a difference there. And I just thank you so much for all the hard work that you've done.
Oh, thank you so much, Glenn. And look, these are the type of ideas I'm going to bring to Congress. We need people that want to fight, just not sit on the sidelines.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Riley.
Thank you, Glenn.
You bet. Riley Moore, he is a leader in the country on anti-ESG. I mean, he has been there from day number one. And remarkable. He's just a pit bull on this stuff. All right, back in just a second. There's a certain kind of person out there, you almost instantly know when you see them, who fits into that category of above and beyond. You know the type. It's that person that helps you box everything up on moving day. For the low price of, you got pizza? The guy that comes down the street will mow your lawn because he happened to be out mowing. The neighbor lady who just baked just too many darn cookies this morning, brought them to your family, and here's the badge. These people are good people, and they're the kind of people that we look for when we're looking for the right real estate agent for you. RealestateAgentsITrust.com is my company, and when it comes time to buy or sell a home, you need an agent at the top of his or her game, somebody that you can trust, somebody that has the same ethics that you have and the same work ethics. Unless you're lazy, because these guys, believe me, these guys are not. Take the extra step. We've taken it for you. Just go to realestateagentsitrust.com and interview these guys before you do anything. Just
Since we're doing that anyway.
Yeah, right.
So,
right. Yeah.
We'll just keep doing it.
Right.
And it'll be considered a good thing.
Correct. That way you don't have to raise interest rates. You just shut people down. You know what I mean? You need to slow the economy down. Your digital currency just stops working in certain places.
And eventually we'll all own nothing and like it.
I can't wait for the future.
It's a beautiful utopia they're working towards.
It really is. And you know what? They say utopias never come true, but that's just because the right people weren't in charge.
Hasn't been done right
Right.
yet.
And when I look at the people who are leading us right now, I think, right people. Right? These guys are competent. You put Pete Buttigieg in charge of a few things, and you're going to see how perfect it is.
The Glenn Beck Program.
Yeah, it's hard to improve on perfection. I mean, where do you go from Pete Buttigieg? Where do you go? It's nearly impossible. Mike Lindell found a way to improve on the My Pillow, but I don't think he could improve on Pete Buttigieg. My Pillow has a new No, it's perfection, improved. What it has is temperature regulating technology. I think that's the wrong word for a pillow. I don't want to sleep with technology. It's thread. That's what it is. And it took technology to make the thread because the thread is temperature